These 20 somethings is a podcast where I'll be sharing my experience as a 20 something year old who's trying to navigate this thing called life. I'll be sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, the lessons, the silly thoughts, whatever it is I feel like a 20 something year old should know, I will be sharing. This is a space I've created for my other 20 something year olds and for them to feel and to know that they are not alone. I am your host, Xoli the Creative, and welcome to these 20 somethings. Hi guys, and welcome to the second episode of these 20 somethings. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is having a great day. You guys are all rested and you're ready for the new week. First of all, I just want to start off by saying thank you so much to the love that you guys showed me last week. I was so overwhelmed. I was just like, child. The love that you guys are showing me, I'm so grateful for it. From the reshares you guys did on your stories and WhatsApp and my community on Twitter showing up for me. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. And I hope today's episode will receive the same amount of love, if not more. Please continue sharing the link to this episode. Continue telling your friends, your family. Just guys, please help me get this podcast out there. Also, if you're not following us as yet, please follow our page on Instagram. It's at these_20 somethings. This is where you'll get basically all the updates pertaining to the podcast and other content that I'm planning on putting out. So make sure that you are following us on our social media page on Instagram. Also you can follow me on my personal pages on Instagram and Twitter. It's Xoli the Creative. So yeah, Xoli the Creative all over, so you will not get confused. Welcome to our second episode. I'm very excited to record this episode actually. And what I'm gonna be speaking about is what is basically inspired by last week's episode. So let me tell you guys like a quick story. It's not really a story, but like, you know. When I released the episode last week, I was so nervous. I was going through so many emotions, and I was wondering if the episode is gonna be received well, if people are gonna like it, is it good enough? I was just having so many thoughts, and I was so anxious, but I put out the episode anyway, and to my surprise, it did really, really well. So, yeah, and I realized, so the reason why I was so overwhelmed was because this is something I've never done before, right? But it's something that I wanted to do, but I've never done it before. So I think being fearful was normal, because it's something that I've never done before. And I realized that if I don't do it, if I don't pursue the dream that I have, then nothing is gonna change. My life won't probably move in the direction I want it to move if I don't take the necessary steps for it to move. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say, is that like, in order for you to get somewhere, you need to make the necessary steps, regardless of the fact that you're scared or your circumstances are telling you otherwise. But I think if you have the faith and if you have the ability to do so, I think you should go for it, because you just never know where pursuing your dreams will lead you to. And I think for me, that is how I want to look at my 20s. I want to literally bet on myself and pursue whatever dream has been placed in my heart. Also, another thing that keeps me going, and I pray this will forever be engraved in my heart, is the fact that God will never place a dream in your heart if He doesn't have the intentions of bringing it forth, if He doesn't have the intentions of making that dream come to pass. So that is the attitude that I want to carry out in my 20s, and it is the attitude that I am carrying out right now, that I want to put my heart and soul in everything that I do, and And I know that God will meet me halfway, because if He had placed this dream in my heart, then He will supply all the resources, all the people, and all the tools that I need to make sure that this dream comes to pass, So that is what pushed me to publishing our first episode. That is basically what pushed me to starting the podcast. Is like, Guti, you know what? I have this dream. I'm gonna do it because I know God will meet me halfway with the resources and everything I need to make sure that the vision I have for this podcast comes to pass. Right now, I'm recording on my iPhone and in my bedroom. Crazy. And I just feel like we all have to start somewhere, so this is where I'm starting, and I am hoping that the vision that I have for this podcast, God will see it forth, and He will supply me with all the necessary resources and tools I need to ensure that the dream that I have, or the vision I have, does come to pass. And this is what I really want us to kind of apply in our lives, that if you do your part, then God will also meet you halfway with His part. He will never place a dream in your heart just for the sake of it. I think every single dream that you have as a 20-something-year-old, every single dream that every single dream that you want to see come to pass, God had placed it in your heart, and because He placed it in your heart, He will help you bring it forth, because He's the one who placed it in your heart. So this episode is to basically encourage everyone to follow up with whatever desire, whatever dream has been placed in your heart. No matter the circumstances, try to at least do something that will bring you a step closer to fulfilling that dream or that vision you may have for your life, right? This is not me preaching. I sound like a preacher, but sometimes, let me tell you, sometimes you tell people things that you yourself want to hear. Because shame, I don't want to lie, sometimes some of the things that I tell my friends are things that I wish someone would tell me when I also need to hear them the most. So this is not just me speaking to you guys, but I'm also speaking to myself, and kind of giving myself that reality check. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do into making your dreams come true. Take the leap of faith, and God will catch you. You will not fall. I promise you guys. If you take the leap of faith, God will catch you. He always does. Literally, He always does. And then last week also, I had a conversation with my friend, and she was like, I really love how you literally don't wait for the perfect moment to do things, but you just do things when you in the moment. You just follow up with your dreams in the moment. You don't wait for the perfect moment. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, but there is no such thing as a perfect moment when it comes to pursuing your dreams. I feel like the moment you receive a vision, especially if you're able to bring it forth in that moment, then you don't have to wait for anything. Right now, like I said, I don't have the right equipment for a podcast, but I'm doing it anyway, and I'm trusting God to supply me with what I need in the long run, because I'm showing Him that I can be trusted with the little that I have, and therefore in future I hope He will be able to trust me with so much more, because the Bible also does say that if you can't be trusted with little stuff, how can you be trusted with more? Yeah. It's somewhere in the New Testament. It really does speak on that. So it's like, God, if you can trust me with this small vision, then I'm going to prove to you, God, I'm going to prove to you that if you can trust me that with this small vision, then you can also trust me with the big visions, so it's very important that you kind of do your parts, and God will do the rest. Especially when you kind of still young, because we have so many opportunities to get things right, and to fail at things, and to try again and try again and try again. Just as long as we're learning and we're applying all the lessons that we're learning, to the next step or the next phase of our lives, so yeah, in your 20s, make sure that you try out every single thing that you want to do. Guys, I tried out modeling this one time. I'm still gonna go back to it. I tried out selling stuff. I tried out acting. I tried out, what else did I try out? Oh, I tried out being a stylist. And you know what? I feel like I'm still gonna go back to doing those things. But right now, I just feel like I want to focus on what I'm doing now, which is trying out to being a podcaster, a host of a podcast. Oh, I also tried out blogging. So this is just me telling you guys that, like, because we're so young, we have the privilege of trying out all these things that, like, come upon us, and especially if you've been given the resources to be able to do so as well. So yes, so this is me telling you guys to not limit yourselves and not limit how far you can dream and how far your dreams can take you, because you just never know. You really, really just never know. Yeah, so this is where I am going to end today's episode. I think it was a good reality check for me. I think I'm gonna come back to it when I feel very discouraged and I feel so overwhelmed by life and whatever. And it's like an episode that I think I needed to hear myself as well. I needed to hear, and I also needed to record it, because guys, sometimes I really be saying things that make sense, and then and other times I'm just going through it. And in those times when I'm going through it, I really need to go back and listen to what Wise Xoli was saying, because I need it, But yeah, this is where I'm gonna end today's episode. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I get so nervous every time I have to release episodes, but I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are gonna have a fantastic week, because I know I am. And hopefully I get to share more of my thoughts, more of these conversations with you guys. Please don't forget to rate this podcast. Don't forget to leave a review. Don't forget to tell your friends. Don't forget to share. Guys, just please do the most. And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram. But for now, I honestly appreciate you guys so much, and see you guys in next week's episode.